So today we're doing our first real episode. I know, exciting, right? So basically, we came up with a little idea. So we have 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, and when the number hits 9, that's a new season. We'll try to make things like different and new stuff, and like not only like free segments, we could do something else instead of like free segments.
Yeah, we could add geography.
We could switch it whole up and just talk about history, whatever you guys want.
We could talk about theme parks even.
Okay, so normally we're supposed to do one quirky fact about us, but we're gonna share 3. I'll go first. I ate dog food when I was a baby.
That's
I
weird.
had some ketchup raw. It tasted like vinegar. And then I chugged a whole gallon of pickle juice in one sitting.
Let's see, my first fact, I'm a big Messi fan. Another fact, I've been to Disneyland once, and I've been on 2 cruises.
About to be free.
Yeah, it's gonna be 3 in August. And I don't think I can do a 3rd one, so...
Okay, so basically, we're gonna have a little music in between our segments. So it's about to happen. It'll be around like 10 to 15 seconds long.
So you guys can go grab a drink or something. Okay, so we're back from that slight break. We're going to be talking about the Great Emu War of 1932.
So basically, it was like in the camping district of like Western Australia during the Great Depression. And after like World War I, the government, they had thousands of discharged soldiers on farmland in Western Australia. These settlers, had hard conditions, and they had like bad soil, and it wasn't really consistent with the rainfall. And by 1932, 2,000 emus migrated to the wheat-growing regions, and they were trampling crops, which worsened the farmers' already difficult situation and prompt calls to the Australian government to intervene.
So, in response, the Australian government deployed 3 soldiers from the Royal Australian Artillery armed with 2 machine guns to get the emus. The operation began in November 1932. The emus, however, provided highly agile and scattered into smaller groups, making them difficult targets. In one notable encounter, a machine gun jammed while soldiers faced a large flock, allowing most birds to escape. Over the course of the war, approximately 986 emus were confirmed killed, with an additional 2,500 later dying from injuries, although these numbers are disputed. So the outcome was the military effort was so unsuccessful that the emus were considered the winners. The operation highlighted the inadequacy of using confidential military tactics against fast nomadic wildlife. Following the emu war, the government provided ammunition to farmers and established bounties for emu hunting rather than relying on military intervention. Despite the campaign, emus continued to thrive in the region and remain plentifully outside of Perth to this day. So the cultural significance of it, the Emu War has become a symbol of absurdity of human attempts to control nature. It has been widely covered in the media and inspired films, including an action comedy titled The Emu War in 2023, and other retelling called The Great Emu War planned for production in 2023 to 2024. Also underscores the challenges of wildlife management and the resilience of native species in Australia. So the key facts about it was like The date, November to December 1932. The location, Campaign District, Western Australia. The participants, 3 soldiers from the Royal Australian Artillery. Target, approximately 20,000 emus. Casualties, around 986 confirmed emus killed. Human casualties were none. Outcome, military failure. Emus continue to damage crops. The Great Emu War remains a unique historical episode illustrating both the challenges of agriculture development in Australia and the remarkable adaptability of emus in their natural environment. We're about to go to segment 2, so cue the music.
You got everything that you needed during that break. Since it's time for the best part, mythology and more. Okay, so this one is Echo and Narcissus. So basically, it's a Greek myth about unrequited love and self-obsession, commonly known as narcissistic, illustrating the tragic consequences of vanity and desire. So Echo was a mountain nymph, Mount Symphorifon, known for her beautiful voice and lively personality. So Zeus had googly eyes on her sister, so they'd sneak out. Zeus would sneak out like every day to hang out with her. Right as she was about to get caught, Echo distracted her so they can get away. She kept distracting that for a while. When Hera figured out what happens, she said, "Stop! You cannot. If you use your own voice to disrespect me, I think you shouldn't get it." And then she only was able to say like the last 2 words of the last person that was talking. And that's Echo. And Narcissus is a mortal youth of extraordinary beauty. He was the son of the river god Sisyphus and the nymph Leurope. The blind prophet Tiresias foretold that he would live a long life only if he never recognized himself. The blind prophet Tiresias told him that. When Narcissus grew up admired by many, but rejected all suitors, including Echo. One day, Echo saw Narcissus while he was hunting and deeply fell in love, unable to say or express her feelings due to the curse that Hera put on. She could only repeat the last words of them. When she finally tried to embrace it, Narcissus spurred her. Leaving Echo heartbroken, she pinned away until only her voice remained. Later, Narcissus saw his reflection in a pool of water and became infatuated with it, unable to leave the first glimpse of himself. Consumed by self-love, he eventually died at the water's end, staring into himself, and the Narcissus flower grew in his place. So there's a lot of good things that come from that story. First, don't be obsessed with yourself. And so basically the reason he died is because the god of, I forgot what the name is, but the god of war, Ares, I think, cursed him, said, "Whoa, you're in love with yourself. Why don't you just keep in love?" And then he went and died. And this one, well, you all guys already know that it's going to be the dangerous jobs. And this one is
Golf ball divers.
Which is kind of funny since you don't think it'd be that bad, but it really is. Cause here, like if golf balls are broken and they're decomposing, you should probably use biodegradable because they have like a zinc, acrylic zinc, benzoyl peroxide, and stuff like that. Okay, so And so since they have like heavy metals,
like
tungsten, like tungsten
and lead
and zinc, like if it gets hit into water, it can become poisoning for it. And it has like environmental risks. It's also very dangerous because like if you're under one and people are hitting, they can knock you out. And in a golf ball diver, you have to dive into a bunch of pool of who knows how long it's been there in golf balls.
Yeah, and also there are animals that could get you, like snapping turtles, crocodiles, alligators,
And they can die.
And you could die doing it. That's why it's dangerous.
And it's like basically saying you should probably use biodegradable golf balls because they don't have like all the zinc and stuff, and they won't really affect the environment.
Yeah.
But they might infect if someone eats it. But that's basically everything.
Yeah, and then basically it could impact aquatic life, like leached metals can affect water quality in ponds or streams near golf courses.
And when it's not always happening, but it's kind of rare, but fatal injuries have happened from golf ball divers, have occurred. Like due to the high kinetic energy of the ball, like you get hit in the head and die. Most fatalities involve accidental strikes to head or neck, emphasizing the need for caution, especially around children and spectators. Always check your swingings around one. And so basically that's our thing. So you can either wait until like it evaporates to grab it, or if you're just doing it, well, good luck. Now we're gonna go. So Isaac, let's say bye.
Bye. See you,
See you, guys. Bye.